You ever notice how the moment you start trading because you need money, the market turns into a horror movie? Like everything you touch dies. The setup that would have worked yesterday suddenly fails today. The trade you felt confident in instantly reverses the second you enter. You look at the chart, and it's like the chart is looking back at you, laughing. And the worst part is, you can feel it happening while it's happening. Your heart starts racing, your breathing gets shallow, your eyes lock onto the P&L instead of the price action. You start thinking about bills, debt, rent, car note, pride. Your girl asking, how's trading going? Your friends expecting you to be the guy who's always winning. And now this one trade turns into a life or death mission. That's what traders don't understand. The market doesn't just punish bad strategy, it punishes bad intention. It punishes desperation. It punishes people who come here trying to take something from it. And if you've ever felt like trading is easy when you don't care, but impossible the second you need a win, then you already know exactly what I'm talking about. In this video, we're going to talk about why trading to make money is the fastest way to blow your account. Not because money is evil, not because profit is bad, but because making money as the main goal turns you into the type of trader that the market was designed to destroy. The market doesn't pay emotions. It pays execution, it pays patience. It pays those who can follow rules even when their ego is screaming at them to do something stupid. And the moment money becomes the mission, you stop being a trader and start being a gambler wearing trader clothes. If you want this video to save you thousands of dollars in mistakes you were about to repeat anyway, like the video right now because it'll push this message to more traders who need it. And subscribe because this channel isn't here to entertain you, it's here to build you into someone who can actually survive in this game. Most people come to trading because they want freedom, but they bring slavery into trading. They bring the same desperate mindset that keeps them broke into a place where desperation gets you slaughtered. Trading is the only industry I've ever seen where the harder you try to make money, the less money you make. In most jobs, effort equals reward. In trading, effort can equal destruction. Because effort usually means forcing, and forcing means breaking your system. And breaking your system means feeding the market your money. The market is not impressed that you want to win. The market doesn't care that you had a rough month. It doesn't care that your account is down. It doesn't care that you promised yourself you'd make it back today. The market is a machine, and if you don't approach it like a disciplined operator, it will treat you like a customer. That's what most traders are, customers. They show up, pay their money, and get the experience of pain. Then they come back the next day thinking this time will be different. The market loves that trader. The market depends on that trader. The market feeds on that trader. And it all starts with one mindset. I'm trading to make money. That mindset sounds logical, but it is poison because it makes you focus on the wrong thing. It makes you treat trading as a way to get something instead of a skill to master. It makes you try to pull money out of the market instead of letting money come to you as a byproduct of doing the right things. And the painful part is most traders will never accept this because it feels like you're telling them to stop wanting money. You're not. You're telling them to stop chasing it. There's a difference. Wanting money is normal. Chasing it turns you into a fool. Let me paint a picture for you. Imagine a guy sitting at his desk. It's 9:27 a.m. He's been watching the chart since 6 a.m. He skipped breakfast. He's got 3 indicators on his screen, 2 different YouTube streams in the background, his Discord group chat open on the side, and his broker app open like a slot machine. He's already down $112 for the day because he took a random trade earlier. Now he's staring at the chart like it owes him money. His jaw is tight. He's tapping his foot. Every candle feels like it's doing something personal to him. Then he sees price move fast in one direction, and he thinks, there it is, that's the move. If I catch this, I can make my money back and end the day green. He doesn't wait for confirmation. He doesn't check his rules. He doesn't ask if this is even his setup. He just jumps in because he sees speed, he sees movement, he sees the possibility of quick profit. He buys. 2 candles later, the market reverses. Now he's down $280. And now his mind changes. It's no longer about catching a good trade. Now it's about fixing pain. Now it's about revenge. Now it's about pride. Now it's, I'm not ending the day like this. So he doubles his lot size. He takes another entry. It reverses again. Now he's down $600. His face is hot. His hands are sweaty. His mind is foggy. He's not thinking about price. He's thinking about money. He's thinking about what he could have had. He's thinking about how unfair it is. He's thinking about how he was right, but the market just didn't go. And then he does what every trader does when money is the goal. He abandons the system and starts gambling. Not because he's stupid, because money pressure makes intelligent people act dumb. That's what it does. You turn into a different person. You turn into someone who trades hope. You turn into someone who trades fear. You turn into someone who trades because he needs the market to fix his life. And the market does not fix lives. It exposes them. It exposes your discipline. It exposes your patience. It exposes your ego. It exposes your psychology. And if you're broken inside, trading will not heal you. It will magnify the damage until you either change or quit. Most people quit, and they leave thinking trading is a scam. No, your mindset was the scam. You lied to yourself about what you were doing. You weren't trading. You were trying to make money. That's different. Now let's talk about why the make money mindset backfires so hard. Because when money is the goal, your brain starts searching for certainty. And certainty does not exist in trading. So your brain starts creating illusions. It starts hearing what it wants to hear. It starts seeing what it wants to see. You start overconfident when things go your way and overly fearful when they don't. Your decision-making becomes reactive. And reactive trading is losing trading. The market is a probability game. The best traders don't need to win every trade. They just need to execute their edge. But the make money trader needs every trade to win. He needs the market to cooperate. He needs the candles to behave. He needs the next move to save his ego. That's why he feels stress even before entering. He's not just placing a trade. He's placing his emotional well-being on the trade. That's why losses crush him. That's why wins make him euphoric like a drug. He's not trading. He's emotionally investing. And emotional investing always ends in bankruptcy. In fact, I want you to notice something. When you trade to make money, you don't even enjoy the process. Even when you win, it's not enough. The win doesn't feel like success. It feels like relief. And relief is the emotion of someone who knows he was in danger. That means your whole experience is anxiety. You're anxious before, anxious during, and anxious after. That's why you can't be consistent. Consistency comes from calm. Calm comes from detachment. Detachment comes from focusing on execution, not outcome. Outcome is money. Execution is system. When you chase money, you chase outcomes. Outcomes are outside your control. Execution is inside your control. That's why trading to make money backfires, because it forces you to focus on something you can't control, and then you become emotional when you can't control it. It's like trying to control the ocean. You can't control the ocean. But you can control your boat. Your system is your boat. Your psychology is the skill of sailing. If you focus on controlling the ocean, you drown. If you focus on sailing correctly, you survive storms and you eventually reach your destination. The destination is money. But the path is skill. Let me give you a story. This is from the perspective of a trader I used to know in a Discord group. We'll call him John. John had a decent job, but he hated it. He was tired of being told what to do. He wanted freedom. He started trading and he got hooked immediately because the first day he made money. You know how it happens. Beginner's luck. He caught a random move, made $300, and he thought, this is it. I found the cheat code. The next day, he tried to do it again. He lost $150. The next day, he tried harder. He watched more videos. He added more indicators. He stayed up later. He woke up earlier. He took more trades. He lost $400. And then something snapped inside him. Instead of stepping back, he leaned in. He told himself, I can make it back. So he kept trading, and every day he was trading for one reason, to get back to where he started. That's the trap. You stop trading for profit and start trading for repair. Now you're no longer building. You're patching holes in a sinking ship. John went from being calm to being obsessed. He checked charts at work. He checked charts in the bathroom. He checked charts while driving. He started measuring his worth by his daily P and L. He didn't even realize his life was being consumed by a number on a screen. And then one day he lost $2,800 in a single session. He had never lost that much money in his life in a few hours. He messaged the group saying he was done. He said, this market is rigged. People tried to comfort him. Some people told him to take a break. Some people tried to give him strategy tips. But the truth is, John didn't need tips. He needed a new identity. Because John wasn't trying to become a trader. John was trying to become rich. John wanted the money more than he wanted the skill. He wanted the results without the mastery. That desire is what killed him, not because he was a bad person, not because he couldn't learn, but because he never took the time to build the foundation. He brought desperation into a game that punishes desperation. And that's what happens to most traders. It's not even the market that breaks them. It's the pressure they put on themselves. They come here with financial wounds, emotional wounds, ego wounds, and they try to use trading like therapy. Then trading becomes trauma. They spiral, they lose money and confidence at the same time. And that's why I'm making this video, because I want you to see the truth. You're not losing because you're incapable. You're losing because you're trading with the wrong purpose. If that's you, comment, "I needed this," because I want to know you're actually listening. Not for me, for you. Because admitting the truth is step one in becoming dangerous in this game. I want you to imagine a different trader. This trader has a system. He knows exactly what he's looking for. He doesn't care if he trades today or not. In fact, he's okay with not trading. He's okay with missing a move. Because he's not here to catch every move. He's here to execute one edge over and over. He has a plan, and his plan tells him when to do nothing. That is a superpower. Most traders cannot do nothing. Doing nothing makes them feel unproductive. Doing nothing makes them feel like they're not making money. That's because they are still trapped in the make money mindset. But the real trader is not worried about money. Money is already built into the math of his system. He's worried about one thing: clean execution. His emotions are calm because his identity is not tied to the outcome of one trade. His identity is tied to the process. And because his identity is tied to the process, he can lose without losing himself. That is what makes him consistent. That is what makes him profitable. And what's crazy is if you ask him what his secret is, he'll tell you something that sounds boring. He'll tell you he waits. He'll tell you he cuts losses. He'll tell you he follows rules. He'll tell you he doesn't overtrade. He'll tell you he doesn't revenge trade. And you'll think, yeah, but I already know that. No, you don't. You know it intellectually. You don't know it emotionally. Because if you knew it emotionally, you'd be doing it. Trading is not about knowledge. It's about obedience. It's about doing what you know, even when you don't feel like it. That's why trading is the ultimate self-development game. It exposes whether you can control yourself. And the trader who trades to make money cannot control himself because he's chasing a feeling. He's chasing relief. He's chasing security. He's chasing validation. He's chasing the fantasy of being rich. The trader who trades to master skill is building something real. He's building a foundation. He's building a long-term edge. And money comes to him because he's not chasing it. That's the paradox. The less you need it, the more it comes. The more you need it, the more it runs away. Trading is like that because the market is a mirror. It reflects your state back at you. If you show up desperate, you will make desperate decisions. If you show up calm, you will make calm decisions. Calm decisions compound. Desperate decisions explode. This is why some people can take the same strategy and one person becomes profitable and the other blows accounts. It's not the strategy. It's the mind holding the strategy. The psychological trap is that money feels like the solution to everything. When you don't have money, you think money will give you peace. You think money will give you confidence. You think money will give you respect. You think money will fix relationships. You think money will erase insecurities. So you attach your happiness to it, and then you attach your trading outcomes to your happiness. So every trade becomes emotional. The market becomes personal. It becomes this judge that decides whether you're worthy today. And that's why you can't be consistent, because you're not trading a chart. You're trading your life. You're trading your self-esteem. That's why you're on edge. That's why you feel like every candle matters. That's why you can't walk away. Because if you walk away, you feel like you're missing your chance at freedom. That mindset is poison. Because freedom isn't something you catch in one trade. Freedom is built. Freedom comes from skill. Freedom comes from discipline. Freedom comes from becoming someone who can execute even when it's boring. If you're only motivated when you can win big, you'll never build the habits that create consistent profit. The market rewards consistency, not intensity. Most traders are intense. They're excited. They're passionate. They have big dreams. But they're not consistent. They don't do the same thing every day. They don't manage risk the same way. They don't show up with the same mindset. They don't even show up at the same time. They chase, they react, they gamble, and then they wonder why their results are random. Your actions are random, your results will be random. That's not the market's fault, that's math. I'm going to tell you about a time I was the exact trader I'm describing. There was a period where I was trading like my life depended on it. Not because I wanted to become a master trader, but because I wanted to prove something. I wanted to prove I wasn't average. I wanted to prove I could be successful. I wanted to prove that I could figure out this market. And deeper than that, I wanted to prove that I could make money fast. Because I had this pressure in my chest that felt like a countdown timer. Like if I didn't win soon, I was going to fall behind forever. So I traded with urgency. I traded with hunger. I traded with impatience. I'd sit down and tell myself I was going to be disciplined. I'd tell myself I was going to follow rules. And then I'd see a candle move and my brain would go, this is it. I'd enter early. I'd justify it. If it went my way, I'd feel like a genius. If it didn't go my way, I'd feel like the market was mocking me. And after a few losses, it was like I couldn't even hear my rules anymore. It was like the rules were whispering and the emotion was screaming. I'd start taking trades that didn't even make sense. And the crazy part is, I would still convince myself they made sense. That's what desperation does. It makes you believe your own lies. I remember one night staring at the chart at 2 a.m., already down for the day, and I told myself, if I can just hit one trade, I'll go to sleep. That's insanity. That's like saying, if I can just win one hand at the casino, I'll leave. You're not in control at that point. You're chasing. You're hooked. And that night, I lost even more. I went to bed angry. I woke up angry. I sat back down the next day angry. And guess what? Anger and greed are cousins. They both come from wanting something that isn't yours yet. They both create force. And force creates loss. It wasn't until I stopped caring about making money and started caring about becoming consistent that things changed. It wasn't when I found a magic indicator. It wasn't when I found some secret strategy. It was when I stopped showing up trying to take from the market and started showing up trying to execute. That shift saved me because it removed the emotional weight from each trade. It turned trading into a job, not a rescue mission. That's when you start winning. If you're still with me, share this video with a trader friend who keeps blowing accounts because they don't need another strategy. They need a new mindset. And subscribe because I'm going to keep hitting these truths until you either level up or get tired of hearing the truth. Now let's go deeper into the mechanics of how this mindset ruins you. When you trade to make money, your brain becomes obsessed with timing. You want to catch the exact bottom. You want to catch the exact top. You want the trade to instantly go into profit. You don't want drawdown. You don't want patience. You want immediate validation. Because immediate profit feels like proof. It feels like security. It feels like you did it right. The problem is trading doesn't work like that. Many good trades go into drawdown first. Many good trades take time. Many good trades require sitting through boredom, so the money-focused trader can't handle it. He exits early. He moves stops. He takes profit too soon. He sabotages winning trades because he needs the money now. And then he watches the trade go to his target without him. That creates regret. Regret creates revenge. Revenge creates overtrading. Overtrading creates loss. It's a cycle. And the cycle starts with needing money. When you need money, you fear losing it, so you cut winners early. When you need money, you fear missing out, so you chase entries. When you need money, you fear being wrong, so you avoid stops or widen them. Every action becomes fear-based. Fear-based trading cannot be profitable long-term because the market is designed to require discomfort. The market will always put you in discomfort. It will always test your patience. It will always test your discipline. If your goal is comfort through money, you will fail because you're chasing comfort in a place that requires discomfort as tuition. You must become okay being uncomfortable. You must become okay taking losses. You must become okay waiting. You must become okay being bored. And the trader who trades to make money hates boredom. He thinks boredom is wasted time. He thinks waiting is missing out. He thinks not trading is laziness. That's why he loses, because the best traders are often bored. They trade less than you think. They sit on their hands. They wait for high probability conditions. They don't need action. They need precision. And precision pays. Action drains. There's a trader named Jason. Jason has been trading for 2 years. He watches videos every day. He knows all the patterns. He knows support and resistance. He knows market structure. He knows liquidity. He knows order blocks. He knows it all. But he's still not profitable. He's confused because he feels like he's putting in effort. So what does he do? He tries harder. He spends more money on courses. He buys indicators. He joins signal groups. He thinks he needs more knowledge. But knowledge isn't what's missing. Jason is trading with a hidden belief. If I can just make money this month, I'll finally relax. That belief is the chain around his neck, because that belief makes him push. It makes him force. It makes him measure every day by profit. It makes him interpret every losing trade as failure. So he changes his strategy constantly. He system hops. He never allows statistical edge to play out because he's emotionally reacting to short-term outcomes. And every time he loses, he becomes more desperate. The desperation becomes his identity. Now his trades aren't even based on analysis, they're based on emotion. And he doesn't even realize it. That's the scariest part. Most traders don't realize they are emotional. They think they're logical. They think they're analyzing. But they're really negotiating with the market. They're begging the market to give them what they want. And the market doesn't respond to begging. It responds to precision. Jason stays stuck until one day he finally gets tired of pain. Not tired of losing money, tired of being himself, tired of being impulsive, tired of being undisciplined. And he decides to change. He stops trying to make money. He starts trying to execute. He sets a rule, 1 trade per day. He sets a rule, max risk per trade. He sets a rule, no revenge trading. He sets a rule, no chart watching outside his session. He starts journaling. He starts reviewing. He starts treating trading like a craft. And slowly, he becomes profitable. Not because the market changed. Because he changed. And what changed inside him was the goal. The goal stopped being money. The goal became mastery. Mastery created money. That's the real order of operations. Let's talk about why you can't serve 2 masters in trading, money and process. Because money is loud. Money is emotional. Money triggers survival instincts. Process is quiet. Process is boring. Process requires trust. If you focus on money, you will abandon process the second you feel discomfort. It's like trying to diet while staring at donuts. Your intention matters. If you're dieting just to look good next week, you'll quit. If you're dieting to become healthy, you can endure. Trading is the same. If you're trading to make money fast, you will break the rules the moment you feel pain. If you're trading to become consistent, you can endure losses without collapsing. So the question becomes, what is your real goal? Be honest. Is your goal freedom? Or is your goal validation? Is your goal skill? Or is your goal attention? Is your goal consistency? Or is your goal to post a screenshot of profit? Because a lot of traders don't want money. They want status. They want to look like a trader. They want to feel like the guy who figured it out. They want to be able to tell people they trade. That ego is dangerous. Because ego makes you trade trades you shouldn't take. Ego makes you hold losers because you don't want to be wrong. Ego makes you increase lot size because you want to win big. Ego makes you chase because you don't want to miss. Ego makes you break. And then you blame the market. The market didn't break you. Here's where it gets real. Trading to make money backfires because it turns trading into a short-term game. But trading is a long-term game. You cannot approach a long-term game with short-term desperation. The market doesn't pay you because you want it. It pays you because you earned it through consistency. That's why the first big lesson every trader must learn is delayed gratification. Can you wait? Can you sit on your hands? Can you accept missing trades? Can you accept not being in the market? Can you accept that your job is not to trade, your job is to find your setup? That's a different mentality. Most people think the goal is to trade. No, the goal is to execute only when conditions are right. Trading less can make you more money, but that statement triggers most traders because their identity is attached to being active. They think activity equals progress. In trading, activity can equal regression. Some of your biggest leaps as a trader will happen on days you do nothing. Because doing nothing teaches patience. Doing nothing teaches discipline. Doing nothing teaches you that you don't need action to feel worthy. And that is the foundation of profitability. Profitability is not about excitement. It's about calm repetition. It's about being the same person every day. It's about showing up like a robot. That's why trading attracts people who want freedom, but rewards people who can tolerate structure. The irony is you can't get freedom without structure. The market will not give you freedom until you become disciplined enough to deserve it. And you don't become disciplined by chasing money. You become disciplined by mastering yourself. Let's go deeper into what happens inside your brain when you trade for money. Your amygdala activates. Your fight or flight response turns on. You become hyper-focused on threat and reward. That's why you can't think clearly. That's why you impulsively click buttons. That's why you can't follow your plan. Your brain literally shifts into survival mode, and in survival mode, your brain doesn't care about long-term outcomes. It cares about immediate relief. That's why you close trades early. That's why you move stops. That's why you revenge trade. You're trying to escape discomfort. The problem is discomfort is part of the game. So by trying to escape it, you sabotage yourself. A trader who is process-focused can feel discomfort and still execute. A money-focused trader feels discomfort and reacts. Reaction destroys consistency. If you want to become profitable, you have to build the ability to hold discomfort without acting on it. That's emotional strength. That's what separates amateurs from professionals. Professionals feel fear too. Professionals feel greed too. The difference is they don't obey it. They observe it. They let it pass. They follow rules anyway. That's what makes them dangerous. That's what makes them consistent. That's what makes them rich. Not because they're smarter, because they're disciplined. Imagine you have a rule. You only take trades when price breaks structure and retests. But you see price breaking structure and you want to enter immediately because you want to catch the move early. If you enter early and it works, you feel good. If it doesn't work, you feel stupid. But even if it works, you just trained yourself to break rules. That means you are building a habit of impulsiveness. That habit will eventually destroy you because the market will humble you. So the goal is not to catch the move early. The goal is to execute the rule. When money is the goal, you enter early. When process is the goal, you wait. Waiting is what makes you profitable because waiting filters out noise. Waiting allows your edge to play out. Waiting keeps you from taking low probability trades. And every low probability trade you avoid is money saved. That's profit. Profit is not only money gained, profit is money not lost. Most traders don't understand that. They think they need to make more money. No, they need to lose less money. They need to stop bleeding. They need to stop cutting themselves. Most traders are not failing because they can't win. They're failing because they can't stop losing. They can't stop taking bad trades. And they take bad trades because they want money. That's why trading to make money backfires. It creates the very behavior that loses money. Let's talk about the difference between professional intention and amateur intention. The amateur sits down and asks, "How much can I make today?" The professional sits down and asks, "How can I execute perfectly today?" The amateur asks, "How can I recover from yesterday?" The professional asks, "Did I follow my plan yesterday?" The amateur asks, "What's the biggest move today?" The professional asks, "Is my setup present?" The amateur asks, "Can I turn $100 into $1,000?" The professional asks, "Can I execute 20 trades with perfect discipline?" That's why professionals win. They focus on what they can control. They focus on process. That creates consistent outcomes. The amateurs focus on money because money is exciting. Money feels like the point. Money feels like progress. But money is not the point. Money is the receipt. Money is the scoreboard. But you don't win by staring at the scoreboard. You win by playing correctly. And if you keep staring at the scoreboard, you will play worse. That's why you lose when you focus on money. Your attention goes to the wrong place. If you're watching your P&L every second, you're not watching the chart. If you're watching the chart with desperation, you're not watching structure. You're watching your fantasy. You're watching what you hope happens. Hope is not a strategy. Hope is what broke traders use to survive emotionally. Profitable traders use rules. If you want to become profitable, you must stop trading hope. You must stop trading emotion. You must trade structure. You must trade probability. And you must accept uncertainty. You must accept that you don't know what will happen next. That acceptance is what creates calm. Calm is what creates discipline. Discipline is what creates profit. Now let's hit one of the most dangerous reasons trading to make money backfires. It makes you increase risk. Because when you trade for money, you want money fast. So you want bigger lot sizes. You want bigger wins. You want to speed up time. The market doesn't respond to impatience. The market responds to risk management. Risk management is what keeps you in the game long enough for your edge to compound. The trader chasing money will always risk too much. And even if he wins a few trades, he will eventually lose everything because one loss wipes out 10 wins. That's why so many traders have a chart of profit that looks like stairs up and then an elevator down. Slow gains, sudden destruction. That's what happens when you trade for money. You think you're building, but you're gambling. You think you're progressing, but you're playing with fire. Then one day the market catches you. And you blame the market. But the market didn't catch you. Your risk did. Your impatience did. Your greed did. You built a house on sand. It collapsed. That's not the market's fault. That's engineering. And if you want a real trading career, you must build a foundation. That foundation is risk management. That foundation is patience. That foundation is process. Money comes from the foundation. It never comes from force. I want to tell you something that might upset you, but it's true. If you need trading money to survive, you should not be trading live. That's not me disrespecting you. That's me saving you. Because survival pressure will destroy your decision-making. If you're trading to pay rent, you will overtrade. If you're trading to pay bills, you will revenge trade. If you're trading because you need a win, you will break rules. That's biology. That's psychology. You cannot turn survival mode into disciplined execution. It's almost impossible. That's why the best traders always say, trade with money you can afford to lose. Not because they want you to be safe only, but because they know the mindset changes when you can't afford it. When you can afford to lose, you can execute calmly. When you can't, you will become impulsive. It's not a moral issue, it's a human issue. So if you're trading with rent money, I'm telling you right now, you're playing yourself. You're not proving you're hungry. You're proving you're desperate. Hunger can be disciplined. Desperation is chaotic. There's a difference. And the market punishes chaos. That's why trading to make money backfires. Because it makes you desperate. And desperation is the #1 enemy of profitability. The first thing you need is a different definition of success. Right now, you define success as making money. That's why you suffer. You need to define success as executing your plan perfectly. The money will come. But you must detach from it. You must treat money as a byproduct, not the target. That means you track different metrics. Instead of tracking daily profit, you track daily execution score. Did you follow rules? Did you take only A+ setups? Did you respect risk? Did you stop trading after max losses? Did you journal? Did you review? Did you avoid emotional trading? These are the metrics that create money. If you focus on them, money comes. If you focus on money, you abandon them. That's the paradox. And it's not just a cute motivational thing. It's literally how this game works because the market is too random in the short term for money to be your daily goal. You can do everything right and still lose. That's why money cannot be your daily goal. Because if you do everything right and lose, you will feel like a failure. Then you will change something. You will revenge trade. You will break. But if your goal is execution, you can lose and still win. Because you succeeded in execution. That keeps you stable. That keeps you consistent. That keeps you in the game. And staying in the game is how you become profitable. Traders die because they quit early or blow accounts. The trader who survives long enough with discipline wins. That's it. Survival is success. Consistency is success. Money is a delayed reward for consistency. It's like going to the gym. You don't get muscles after one workout. You get muscles after consistent workouts. Trading is the same. You don't get profit after one trade. You get profit after consistent execution. Stop trying to make money fast. Start trying to become consistent. If you do that, you'll have money for life. Now I want to introduce a concept that will change your trading forever. The market pays you for restraint. Let that sink in. The market pays you for restraint. Not for trying, not for effort, not for hustle. Restraint, the ability to not click, the ability to wait, the ability to say no, the ability to do nothing. In every other area of life, doing nothing feels like failure. In trading, doing nothing is often the winning move. That's why most people will never be profitable. Because they can't stand still. They can't handle silence. They can't handle boredom. They need action. They need stimulation. They need dopamine. They think trading is about being right. It's not. It's about being disciplined. And discipline is boring. Discipline is repetitive. Discipline is unsexy. That's why it works. Most people are allergic to boredom. They want excitement. The market gives them excitement. The market gives them chaos. The market gives them adrenaline. And then the market takes their money. The professional chooses boredom. He chooses calm. He chooses repetition. And the market rewards him with profit. This is why trading to make money backfires, because it makes you choose excitement over boredom. It makes you choose action over restraint. It makes you choose emotion over discipline. It makes you choose short-term highs over long-term wealth. If you can accept boredom, you can be rich. If you need excitement, you'll stay broke. That's the truth. I want you to picture a lion. A lion doesn't chase every animal. A lion waits. A lion watches. A lion chooses the right moment. A lion doesn't burn energy on low-probability hunts. A lion conserves energy. Then, when the time is right, he strikes. That's how you need to trade. Most traders are like a hyperactive dog chasing every squirrel. They chase every candle. They chase every move. They get exhausted. They get emotional. They get broke. The professional trader is the lion, calm, patient, strategic. He knows his edge. He waits for it. He doesn't care if he misses 10 moves. He only needs the one he planned for. That's how you win. And yes, it's hard. Because you have to fight your own impulses. You have to fight your greed. You have to fight your fear. You have to fight your need for stimulation. But that fight is what builds mastery. And mastery is what builds money. Let's end with a powerful truth you need to tattoo into your mind. Trading is not how you get money. Trading is how you become a disciplined person who can handle money. If you can't control yourself, you can't control your account. If you can't control your emotions, you can't control your trades. If you can't control your impulses, you can't control risk. And if you can't control risk, you will lose no matter how good your strategy is. So stop trying to make money. Start trying to become consistent. Start trying to become disciplined. Start trying to become calm. Start trying to become someone the market respects. Because the market only respects one thing: execution. If you can execute consistently, money will find you. You won't have to chase it. You'll be too busy becoming a professional. And professionals get paid. If this video opened your eyes, like it because it means you're ready to level up. And subscribe, because this channel is going to build you into the trader you always wanted to be. Not the trader who dreams, the trader who executes.